Oh, man. My name is Daniel Crosier. This is COFOH Live Undead. And, we are joined by the one and only Pustulus Maximus of GWAR. You write something on my face? All right. Pustulus, how are you doing, sir?
Pretty terrible, pretty awful.
Oh, yeah. I hear you're in that band GWAR.
That's the worst part. That's the worst part of it all. Like, it's really at this point, it's just because I need a W-9 to get taxed from. That's how they pull my child support. You know?
Ooh, yikes.
Yeah. I mean, GWAR is impervious to a lot of things, but incarceration is something I've been trying to avoid for a long time.
Oh dear. So many different hordes of children across the universe?
All across. Well, thankfully Earth is not there is no, they can't come after me here. We're okay. Sanctioned, or whatever they call it. But of course throughout the United States they can come across state lines for child support. That's pretty terrible.
Yeah, that's no good. I'm sorry to hear that. But no doubt you will vanquish your enemies.
Yeah, I'm good at that. I mean, I'm clearly good at that. I'm also good at, making children to abandon, so which can grow up to become enemies in the future, but it happens.
That's just the inspiration of a future album right there, I think.
Yeah, we call it Deadbeats.
Oh, there you go. That's I think that would be a fantastic concept album right there.
That is. It's got a double entendre there, like Deadbeat. Yep. Could be like death metal with beats, percussive zombie metal,
Ooh, nice. That's awesome. Yeah, you guys have been around for
way too long.
Yeah, just amazing. You're so storied, and I remember becoming such a fan of GWAR back when I was in art school some 20 odd years ago. But yeah, you guys have been just conquering the earth, time and time again. And even during this time when everybody has gone underground to escape the clutches of the coronavirus, you're coming out with a new album, the disc with no name. How did that come about?
Well, we were doing some. You ever heard of AV Club?
Yep. Oh, I love AV Club.
Yeah, so we did like a bunch of covers for them a while back, and they were doing something different, I guess, during COVID, and they just kind of asked us for, if we would do some COVID video songs or whatever. And the first idea was, let me do acoustic versions of some songs so I can involve the least amount of band members, so we can actually get something done. And right. It turned out really well, and we ended up getting everyone involved in it, and so it kind of yielded some results we didn't expect. We just kind of did it as something to pass the time originally, but the songs are, I think they're going to break us into the country music Hall of Fame now.
I think so. Definitely. I think they should. I was listening to Fuck This Place, the acoustic version of that, because that was on the previous album that you did with the new
right.
The new Pantheon.
Yeah, so it was cool to kind of revisit that and just put a different spin on it. And we when we did those versions of the songs, it wasn't explicitly to release a record or anything. But once we were done, we were like, well, why the fuck not? You know, why don't we put some extra shit on there? And, you know, like the first version, I think if you could probably still find it on YouTube and stuff. They sound a little bit different, but not by much. But like we added percussion and stuff like that. There's an electric guitar in there, you know. We did "Fuck This Place" and "I'll Be Your Monster," and we also did "Gonna Kill You" from Carnival of Chaos and "Road Behind," which "Gonna Kill You" was kind of already an acoustic song, but obviously it's just kind of like a new rendition of it. So we're not reinventing the wheel or anything.
No, still, it's such an inspired take. I think on your material and your approach. What a great way to deal with a pandemic too. Is getting together with your fellow GWAR bandmates and Earth Conquerors and hammering out some new material. Well, reinventing or reapproaching some old material to make it fresh and conquer a lot of the country music Western scene.
Right, and and really, it's the only thing country about it is that it's being played with Grandpa's guitars. That's about it. But whatever, it's close enough.
Yeah,
I'm gonna wear a goddamn cowboy hat when we do the video. So
I would love to see Pustulus with a cowboy hat and maybe some chaps, assless, hopefully.
Oh yeah, of course.
Yeah,
you have to protect your feet from all the brush and shit when you're riding your horse to 7-Eleven.
That's right. It also lets things dry out a little bit better. Less tropical zone climate down there.
Yeah. I wish we could expand upon this some more, hopefully in the future, and do some more like this. And plus I really just wanted to disappoint GWAR fans everywhere by not giving them heavy distorted guitars and screaming and yelling vocals. I just give them something really soft and relaxing. But maybe you just need to buy the GWAR weed to go with it and just chill out, man.
Right. Yeah. You guys, GWAR has expanded into, weed. You've got, the GWAR bar, you have the annual, GWAR, barbecue, and then all kinds of like merchandise. I think, is it this year too that you're releasing a graphic novel?
Yeah. Well, we got to have pictures. We were going to do an actual novel, but I can't read, so I just they need to tell the story through pictures and cartoons and illustrations. That's how they should have done the Bible, and I think it would have been a better seller than it was.
Yeah, it would be a lot more concise, anyway. Less contradictory.
Less contradictory for sure. There's all kinds of rape in the Bible and stuff. That would have been, they would have made really good illustrations.
Yeah, definitely, incredibly well depicted. Less poetic prose and more, just like cut to the chase type shit, right?
Yeah. There's there's a part of the Bible where like some angels come into a town. And I think that dude named Lot puts them up for the night, and then all the townspeople see that there's 2 new guys in town, so they literally bang on the dude's door and go, "Hey, can you bring those guys down so we can fuck them?" That's a simplified version of what happened, but that's in there. I didn't just make that up off the top of my head. It's bananas what's in there, and then what we can't put on the radio. People can follow this stuff and go to church every Sunday and learn about it, but we can't sing about child abduction on the radio. What's up with that?
Right. Yeah. It's a lot of torture porn out there. Yeah. Even in the Bible and what's presented on the news. And then there's so many other things that aren't even covered on the news. That are horrific stuff that are happening all around the world.
Yeah, I mean, like all the firstborn of the land of Egypt dying, you know, in the Exodus 11:5 or whatever the hell that is. I mean, that's like, and I'm recanting all this from memory because I did write it. You know, I wrote the Bible originally, but it was supposed to be satire. It wasn't supposed to turn into a religion. That was my mistake by not being explicit enough in the liner notes.
Isn't that always the curse of most religions? They're supposed to be, more of just a, satire, black comedy, a teaching tool. Instead, you got people sacrificing themselves, for the interpretation of whatever's, in the text.
Yeah, but yeah, God destroying all the firstborn of Egypt and stuff like that. I mean, that's pretty gory stuff if you think about it. I mean, would you imagine like, a nice little American family having their first child? They've struggled very hard to have this child, and then a spiteful God comes in and just says nope, and just kills it. I don't know how he kills it. Maybe he turns it into a waterhead or something like that. But
yeah. Ridiculously cruel, but I think that's one of the amazing things about GWAR is the in-your-face commentary. I remember too watching a video with you battling Santa Claus and Jesus. It's very topical.
Yeah.
It was it kind of reminded me of when South Park did something similar to that. Was that something that they took from you?
Well, no, I mean South Park's pretty damn creative on their own, right? They're like GWAR. I mean they do a lot of what GWAR does, is point out problems with society based with satire. But I think South Park's strength is really to be able to do it quickly, and they have a much broader audience than we do.
Yeah, but at the same time, you guys are constantly turning out content all the time. I can go to your YouTube page, and it seems like it's video after video, every week. Whether people out there realize it or not, you guys do not sit still. Is that attributed to your slave pit?
Yeah, we just try to stay relevant and trying to figure out this fandangled fame through YouTube, and maybe we just need to have a channel where we just play video games or something like that, because that seems to be what all the kids are into. But
true. I've got nieces and nephews that seem to watch that and think that's high quality entertainment. And I, for the life of me, can't understand it. It's like, at least you play the fucking video game.
Yeah, I don't particularly understand how what gets more views or whatever, but we're just trying to stay relevant in this ever changing world. Because I mean it doesn't take a genius to figure out that nobody's buying records the same way as they used to.
Right.
So you really have to be creative. And shit, nowadays, YouTube personalities and things like that can make a living off of, you could be a musician and you don't even have to have a band. And that is like a dream come true. Could you imagine? And I guarantee you that guys my age, and well, I'm like 1,394 years, but maybe guys in like their 40s and 30s even can remember like touring with like even before MapQuest existed. So I mean, imagine like having to get to a club and call the next club and ask for directions, or to buy a map at a gas station, or printing out MapQuest. Just
using the sun.
Just touring in that manner with a bunch of dudes that don't even know how to brush their teeth every day, and farting and shitting themselves in a van for like 6, 7, 8 weeks at a time.
Van farts.
Oh man. And then it's like, so and like, oh yeah, and then going to a club and having to shit, and the club doesn't even have a fucking toilet seat on there, and you got to deal with that for like 2-3 months straight. And then And then so you hold resentment against these kids for like being famous and not having to go through that.
Right.
But it's like, why wouldn't you want the easy way out? You know, like why would you want to have to go through all this shit for nothing? So I can make $89 a week.
Yeah. Oh God. Yeah. That is the, the tough life of, being in GWAR, it sounds like. Yeah.
Being in a band is the dumbest thing that I've ever done with my life. Part of why I'm not raising any of my children, any at all. Like I abandon them. I tell them to their face that, I'm not going to be around. And the reason I don't want them to grow up to be like me.
Yeah. Did you name each one of them Sue and just told them, hey, get tough or die?
Pretty much. One of the guys from Mushroom had asked me how do you tour with like young kids at home? And I said, well, you just have to like sit them down and say, Daddy loves you, but just not enough to stay here.
Right.
So I'm going to go hit the road and bang new trim every night.
That's right.
Make a bunch of brothers and sisters you'll never meet.
Yep. It'll be a nice, kind of a coincidental, haphazard type meeting later on in life when they accidentally get married together and realize, wait, what do you mean our genomes, are basically carbon copies?
Yeah. I mean, it happens.
Yeah. That sounds like that could be a sequel to the Bible.
It could be. I don't know. Are there any retards in the Bible?
Yeah, quite possibly. I don't know. You wrote it. It's been
there was probably a lot more ancestral fucking back then.
Right.
Yeah. Nowadays, all ancestral fucking is just in the title alone on Pornhub. It's not actual incest.
No, it's in the script. That's as far as that goes, apparently. Too bad.
Which is weird. Which is really weird. I don't quite understand what the attraction is to that. Does anybody? I don't even want to get into it. It's terrible.
Pustulus, with the new album coming out and things, I don't know how things are, in Antarctica where you're at. Maybe the slave pit, it's a little bit more confined. I don't know. But, with things slowly starting to reopen, are you looking forward to getting back to that terrible, terrible lifestyle of, missing toilet seats on toilets at venues and seeing the public?
No, not really. The whole quarantine thing has kind of made me realize, like, obviously, if a lot of my associates and things like that have lost their jobs, and restaurant crews, bar owners. So once you kind of have you lose the ability to give me free stuff, like comps at bars and free passes into shows. It's like I really have no use for you anymore. So I've just dropped a lot of people off of my list, and I'm not hanging out with anyone anymore. And I've found that there are a lot of rich parents that have kids going to college, and they've never smoked things like crack before. So we've been selling them and teaching chemists, how to take this like stupid expensive cocaine and cook it into really awesome crack, and freebasing and things like that. So I've essentially become an entrepreneur to overprivileged white children in nice schools, such as Virginia Tech and I don't even know, Berkeley, things like that, but it's become very lucrative. So, I mean, if I go back on tour, I feel like I'm going to lose these connections that I've tried so hard to build over the past few months,
Yeah, man, that sounds fantastic. The entrepreneurial aspect, but also, making new friends that, you might lose soon.
Yeah, well, hopefully I'll lose them to overdoses because that's always kind of fun. That, it doesn't, you would think that would be detrimental to a business model to have your customers overdosing, but it's not like cigarettes where it's like, yeah, he just smoked too much and it killed him. That sucks. It's more like dude, he got that shit was that good that he fucking died, and I'm like, yeah, bro.
Yep.
And I'll sell. Just don't do as much as Theodore did, and you'll be fine. You know.
Yeah.
Or Theodore was a pussy. He couldn't handle the crucial high that I'm going to give you. You know.
Yeah. Well, he's the control, right? So, he's that benchmark for, what not to overexert to. But
yeah, I've always used Ozzy Osbourne as a benchmark.
Oh, there you go. Yeah.
He's if he's still alive, I'm kind of always like, well, I could probably do this rail right now and not sleep for the next 5 days. If Ozzy's still, the control is still kicking, we're fine. I'm fine. I'll be
fine. Well, and you want those returning customers too.
Mm-hmm. Yeah, and they got to know I'm not afraid to do it as well.
Right. Well, just make sure to do it safe, because we need the chemist that is Pustulus still around to make better rock.
I'll be around. I'm not going anywhere. I'm can't OD. I don't make enough money to overdose.
Oh man, yeah. Pustulus. With you mentioned too that you guys have put out a new line of pot, marijuana. What's that like? Because now that's considered safe, unlike your crack endeavors.
No, that's the crack endeavor is still, well, really the government just doesn't like it because they're upset about the entrepreneurial young man going out into the world and making money on the streets.
Right.
That's cash. It's undocumented income. They can't tax it. I mean, as you can see, that was the big problem with crack destroying neighborhoods in the 80s and 90s, was pretty much that they just didn't want to see anyone else making money but the government. But as far as the CBD is concerned, if you've ever smoked rocks before, it does take an extreme physical toll on your body, especially if you're drinking with it. Because as we all know, doing crack and cocaine together, you become impervious to the effects of alcohol. So you can drink like 3 times as much as you normally do, and you're fine until the next day. So with CBD, you can smoke that, and it will relax and replenish your body and bring you, get you ready for a whole nother day of binging. And that's because people always ask, well, why don't you do the THC thing? And it's like, well, we can't, because I can't sell it in every state. Not yet. I mean, I can sell it behind the tour bus. But again, with the taxable income, the money, the man doesn't want me to do that.
No.
So we're doing the CBD right now, which is fine. I don't do that shit, though, because I don't even smoke regular weed, because it turns you into a pacifist.
Yeah, that's not good for your line of work.
No, I want to be aggressive and on all the time.
Yeah, nice. Oh man. So yeah, aside from going into putting together the new album and all these other endeavors, how do you and the rest of GWAR pass the time during the pandemic? I'm sure you've gotten this question quite a bit.
Oh, usually by like avoiding each other, and which has slowed the album making process down a little bit, but it's okay. It'll come out when it comes out. But we spent a lot of it in our fortress in Antarctica, and we were doing quarantine videos and Skype interviews and things like that. But we were all in the same building, like just in separate rooms. We just didn't want to talk to each other. And then our manager Sleazy P Martini came up, and he was just like, you guys, for one, you can't get sick.
Yeah.
And 2, he's like, nobody up here is sick, so you're not gonna get it. And I was just like, shh, don't ruin this for me. Like, it's been a good thing. I think everyone in the band knew that, but it was just, we were using it as an excuse to not go to work and to lay out and things like that,
Yeah. I
try and study the deaths of COVID-19 and see what we could do to make COVID-20 or 21 more effective and have a higher kill ratio. Because clearly wasn't effective enough. You know, you see the death numbers, it's like 564,000 people.
Right.
I don't know if you've been driving, but it didn't fucking make a dent in LA traffic.
Right. Not enough, huh?
So I don't think it's can't be much of a big deal then.
Right. Well, yeah. I mean, COVID. There's always COVID-22 to look forward to. Make it stronger and bigger with more bullets.
Hopefully, in 2021, it isn't shaping up to be much better than last year. That's why I think 2021 is the sequel to 2020, which is so 2021 is 2022.
Yeah.
Get it?
Yep.
Get it?
Yep.
Yeah. That's me, master of linguistics, Pustulus Maximus.
Well, you did write the Bible, so you at least started out with Aramaic.
Oh yeah, that's very astute of you. I just thought I was writing squiggly lines.
Yeah. Later generations translated it, or at least made it up into their own things. Yeah. I'm sure you're probably astounded as to what they got wrong.
Well, they made Jesus white.
Right. That's weird.
That was pretty weird.
Yeah, it's like not too many white people around in that region of the world at that time. The Romans.
Yeah, I don't know if Southern Baptists know that or not.
You try to explain it to them, and they just put cotton in their ears and yell no, and then go back to beating their wives, I guess.
Yeah, well, I mean, but that's okay though.
True.
Yeah, I mean, you that's how you show someone you love them.
Hard love. It's like you fill me with so much emotion that I have to physically touch you to express myself. Oh man. Pustulus, thanks so much for coming on and being so generous with your time. I know it's tough, breaking away from conquering the world and everything, but it's been a real privilege to be able to chat with you.
Thank you. I would stay longer if I could, but unfortunately I have to go film something with the rest of the band.
Excellent. I can't wait to see that. I can't wait to hear the new album, the disc with no name, and that comes out I believe May 28th.
That's what I'm going to go film something for. We're going to do I don't know, we're going to do something. I'm going to try, and I've been trying for the longest time to get some full penetration scenes in one of our music videos, and they keep getting edited out at the last minute. So I'm going to go in there and get my fuck on, and we'll see what happens.
Tell them it's for science. You are a chemist. Why can't you also be a wildlife biologist?
Exactly.
Yeah. Oh, that's awesome. Thanks again, Pustulus. And to everybody that's going to be out there watching this, make sure you go to GWAR.net for the most recent updates and awesome merchandise, and for the new album that comes out May 28th. Again, Pustulus, thanks for coming on. Hang out for just a second, and to everybody out there that's going to be watching this, thanks so much for your support. Yeah, take care of each other. We love you. Bye.